That's better. Okay, so this is pre-chapter 1, day 8, convert fractions to mixed numbers. Okay, so Roman numeral 1, we're going to do the steps. Step 1, divide the bottom into the top. Now, if you aren't sure which one goes into which one, there's kind of a silly way to remember it. Let's say you've got the fraction 4/3. So to figure out what divides into what, you imagine a big wind comes from the left and it blows the 4/3 over. So the 4 is on the top, it goes the furthest. The 3 is on the bottom, it doesn't go very far. And the bar just sticks in between. So basically just knock the fraction over, take the bar, make it into long division. So that's how you've set up long division from a fraction, is you knock it over from the left and you now have long division. Okay, step 2. Long divide until you have a remainder. Long divide until you have a remainder. If you don't remember long division, this is your chance to relearn it. 3 goes into 4. One time it goes above the 4. 1 times 3 is 3, and we subtract. When the number you get is smaller than a 3, you're done for this process. So this is my remainder. And the number on top is not going to be a decimal. It's going to be a whole number because you're going to stop before you get to decimal. If the bottom number is bigger than the top number, then it can't be a mixed number. Okay, step 3. The whole number goes in front. The whole number goes in front. And the fraction is the remainder over the divisor. And in this case, the 3 is the divisor. That's the remainder. So using our little example, the whole number, which is the one on top, goes in front. The remainder is 1. It goes on the top of the fraction. And the divisor goes on the bottom, which was a 3. Almost always, the bottom of the original fraction should be the bottom of the mixed number fraction as well. The top number will change, but if that's a 3, this should be a 3. That is a mixed number. So I'm going to have you write this down. Remember, if the bottom number is bigger than the top number, it doesn't convert to mixed. If the bottom number is bigger than the top number, it doesn't convert to mixed. For example, a number like 2/7. The bottom number is bigger, so we can't change it to a mixed number. That's all you get. That is mixed form for this. All right, let's do another example. We're going to do 14/3. Okay, so to convert this to mixed, we need to divide 3 into 14. Remember, it's kind of like it knocks over to the right. The 14 goes the farthest. The 3 is really close. It doesn't go very far, and the bar sticks in between them. There is your long division. So you have to run through your multiplication charts because you're going to ask yourself 3 times what number gets the closest I can get to 14 without going over. So of course, when you're little, you'd be like 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6, right? You'd start like at the lowest possible, right? And which you can still do that. But we usually go, okay, 3 times 5 is 15. That's too big. So 3 times 4 is 12. The one below it must be the winner. So we're going into the 14, not the 1. We're going to go 3 times 4 is 12. So put the 4 above the last digit of the 14. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract it. You get a 2 for your remainder. All right, the whole number on the top is the whole number of your mixed form, 4. The remainder goes on the top of the fraction over the original divisor, which was a 3. And again, remember, if you start with the 3, that's what should be on the bottom of the fraction. That is your answer. All right, last example, and then we're done with notes. We're going to do 54 over 8. All right, so imagine this is a sharp wind. It knocks it over. 54 goes the farthest. The 8 doesn't go very far. The bar sticks in the ground, and there's your division setup. So you might start with 8 times 5 is 40. That's not very close to 54. 8 times 6 is 48, getting closer. 8 times 7 is 56. That's too far. So I go back 1. 8 times 6 is 48. So we put a 6 above the 4. 6 times 8 is 48. Draw a line. Subtract. We get 6. That is your remainder. So the number of times 8 went into 54, which is the number on top, goes in front. For the fraction, the remainder of 6 goes on top. And the denominator of the original number, or the divisor, goes on bottom. Now, here's something that happens sometimes. Sometimes when you create this fraction, it needs to be reduced. You can tell this needs to be reduced because these are both even numbers, which means both of them have a factor of 2. So I'm going to have to fix that. 6 is 2 times 3. 8 is 2 times 4. If I take out a 2, then 3 and 4 have nothing in common. So this is going to be 6 and 3/4 for our answer. So you do have to ask yourself, especially when dealing with larger numbers, does that little fraction reduce? And if you're not sure, prime factor it and see if it reduces. If it doesn't, you're set to go. All right, that is the end of the notes. Questions about any of this?